now we're going to do the silver deck. So I think the main reason it's important to do the gold deck first was that the gold deck has more choice and more options. So it's important to remember, in the gold deck, it's all the beta summoners, it's all of the untamed summoners, it's all of the reward summoners, it's some of the promo summoners. But in my deck itself, I don't have all the summoners, especially, and most of my summoners aren't actually like level 4, suitable for silver. So my deck is very biased, but I'm going to explain. I think it's also very important that I explain and I show you the silver deck compared to the gold deck, so that way you can understand how choices are changed, and when you're building your decks, hopefully this type of information helps you. So let me know. So in my silver deck, I ended the season in gold 3, but I spent most of the season in silver 1, and then just a few hours before the end of the season, I just clicked up to get extra seasonal rewards. So once again, if you look at my deck, you'll straight away see something very, very different in my top 10 summoners. And the first thing you'll notice is that majority of it is untamed. And the reason for that is, if you're a beginner like me that started a month, 2 months, 3 months ago, when the untamed packs are sold out, they're going to begin working on the next, let's call it a set. So Alpha and Beta was set 1, and then Untamed was set 2. So when set 3 comes out, or Untamed set 2 sells out, they'll start developing set 3. And when set 3 gets released, they're going to put set 1 on the back burner. So set 1 cards are going to be used for land, and then they'll even create, like if you played Hearthstone, like a wild division, but in standard ranked, they're going to remove set 1. So with this knowledge in mind, and if you're like me and you don't have like unlimited amounts of capital to put into the game, what I'm doing is I'm focusing on first completing Untamed, and then maybe getting a few beta summoners that are like very crucial. But for now, it's more important to get the Untamed and the dice summoners and grow my deck that way. I might not achieve, top 25, and I might not be able to get packs on the leaderboards, but I'm still, as you can see, I still have like an 80% win rate, or higher than 80% win rate in ranked in silver, and that is with a whole bunch of summoners that aren't even maxed for silver. So to give you a quick example, Bortus is level 4 or 5, Joden's only level 1, Sacred Llama's level 1, Emberstorm's level 1, Wizard is level 4, level 3, level 3, level 4. Most of my summoners are actually like level 3. But when you look at it, so my number 1 man is Bortus, just the untamed water summoner, and I play him 30% of the time. And when I do play him, I play anti-magic, an anti-magic water deck. So I'll play him, and then I'll play like a Torhilio, which has Void. So it's -1 damage plus Void. So most of the time, Torhilio takes 0 damage. And then I'll follow that up with like Feasting Seaweed, and then a whole bunch of archers. Maybe 1 magic card, but not too many, because it does feel bad playing water magic without that +1 magic damage. My second most played thing is a Joden, and I play this a lot, and I play this pretty much whenever I can, and it's got a 90% win rate, so there's a very good reason that I'll always play it when I can. But the same thing, in silver there's a lot more low mana games than in gold, so there's actually not as many opportunities to use them. And you can see that by the amounts I play Pyre as well as Emberstorm. So if you were to combine these, it's nearly the same amount as the amount I play Joden. So my Pyre, once again, is one of my worst win rates. I think I'm really shit with Pyre, and that's actually just quite sad. But yeah, Pyre's coming at number 3. Sacred Llama, I use this a little bit. I don't really like it, but if it's ever 17 mana, I'll play Sacred Llama Kron. or Sacred Llama, you know, Flesh Golem, just because that's pretty much the strongest thing you can play at their respected mana costs. So I do have this beta summoner here, but I don't own her. It's a delegated card to me from my deck, from my clan, and I appreciate them for it. This Pablo Emberstorm, as you can remember from the first episode, I won it, and it's got my best win rate, so it's true, guys. Some of the beta legendaries are definitely worth their money if you can get your hands on them, and if you got that extra money to invest in them and you want some good win rates, I highly recommend you get some. I think all of the level 5 legendaries are really strong, and in most cases more viable than the level 7 counterparts from the Untamed collection. And then you can just see that straight away Wizard of the Eastwood comes in near last, and then I've got a tiny bit on life, a tiny bit on dragon, and a tiny bit on death. And that's just purely because the way I built my deck is I'm focusing heavily on water, fire, and earth, and then I kind of ignore life, I kind of ignore death, and I ignore life, I ignore dragons, and then I ignore death. Though I am trying to improve and build up on them, I still prefer in silver playing earth, fire, or water. Yeah, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. In the next video, I'll speak a little bit about my top monsters, but I won't go through all 100, I'll go through like top 10.